Hello team, welcome to performance testing live project orientation session. So here you will get exposure to real-time projects in performance testing. So as said, live session would be starting from 12th Feb 7:50 p.m. Pacific, and it would be on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Just a small note team, like we would be having question and answers after we go through the slides of this orientation session. So anyone who has any doubts, please post your question on the chat once we end up with the slide, and then we will be able to answer your queries. Okay, so let's start. Today we would be going through some slides. You will get an idea of what would be there in the performance testing live project when it actually starts. So just an overview of how we are going to proceed, what to expect from this performance testing live project. We will be going through that all and how we are going to proceed. Okay, so let's start. So what to expect from this particular session, a performance testing live project? Okay, so first is how to get exposed to practical world of performance testing. So team, like whenever a performance testing project comes, how do we proceed actually doing a performance testing project? There are different phases of performance testing. So we would be working closely for each phase of performance testing during our project and get the practical exposure of all those phases. So what would be done? Like we would be taking up each phase, and I would be providing you the assignments which you would be working on, so that it would be kind of you working on a real-time project. So you will get like how it is done, how do we proceed in each of this phase and all. Okay, so this will give you a practical exposure to the performance testing world. Next is how to work in a real life world. So like here you would be getting, as I said, a practical exposure as well as like in real time, whenever a project comes in, how do you proceed about it? So here a lot of exercise would be there. You would be working on the business processes that would be provided and each phase of performance testing. So at the end, we would see like what to expect from this particular session. Okay, interacting and working with teams. So team in real time, like it's not only a one team is associated with doing only the performance testing activity. You need to interact with the developers or the application team or the database team, and obviously with the client, like doing conference call, giving the updates and all. So here we would be dividing the entire team into small teams to get work on each of the small particular activity, and then we would be like reviewing the work and any changes required in that particular thing. Okay, so you would get to know how we work in a team and how it is like processed. Next is documentation and processes. So as I said, there are different phases of performance testing. So in each phase, we document, prepare a document, and like as an example, I will say for requirement gathering phase, we prepare a requirement gathering template and a test plan. So I would be showing you the template and all, but now it's your turn to work on like how do we include the things. Okay. So once that is done, like in each and every phase, we would be having some documentation and like working on it. The next is handling assignments and tasks. Okay. So handling as I said, I would be providing you a task and assignments which each team would be doing as a team and then would be presenting the work so that I would be able to know how it is done by the teams. Okay, so we would like for each phase enough assignments and tasks would be given so that you would be having a hands-on experience on the different phases that are involved in performance testing as well as like what we actually cover in this particular performance testing activity. Next is overcoming challenges and issues. So team, like whenever you take any simple suppose task, there might be some challenges, there might be some issues uh, appearing for that particular task might crop up. So here we would be seeing how do we do that? How do we overcome the challenges of each phase that are involved and how do we proceed about that? Team, there are a lot of questions coming in. As I said, like we would be taking up the questions once we are done with our slides. We would be doing that at the end. Okay. We would go to the next slide, make the best out of this program. So here, what we are expecting for your team, you should watch the video, read the necessary document, whatever we cover, you should repeat and practice that particular thing so that you would be like confident about the work you do for any performance testing project when you get into that particular project, life project. Okay. And here we would, as I said, we would be dividing into teams. So we would be in real time, like you would be allocated to a team or a project by a manager. So here, like I would be dividing into the team and like allocating that particular project. Okay. So team, this is about like you should watch the videos, then read whatever the documents so that see, watching the videos would give you more knowledge and also reading would be helpful in gaining that particular knowledge. So once that is done, you should practice your assignments and then like you would be confident enough to do a performance testing project. Okay. So I would be like showing you which application and the tool we would be using it for the performance testing project. Okay. Next is prerequisites. So IT Blend QA Premium members. See, this is why this is prerequisite. Anyone can take the performance testing live project, but you should first of all go and watch the performance testing videos for load runner, because we are going to take the load runner tool for this particular performance testing project. So in that, like all the concepts for performance testing as well as the load runner in the videos are covered. So before we start up with the project, the team should be confident about the concept or well aware of the concept, and then it would be easy for each one of the team members to process for the performance testing live project. So that's the reason. But here anyone can like be a part of performance testing live project, provided he or she has gone through the performance testing videos, so that it would be easy for them to understand the concept and all, because here we would directly proceed with each phase of the performance testing, giving some assignments. So the terminology and whatever steps we followed for the scripting or the optimization of the scripting or the controller scenario and all, whichever are involved for the load runner, they should be well aware of it. Okay, so that's the reason I have mentioned QA premium members, because they already have, but even if one doesn't have the access to the videos, one should be a part of that particular, should buy the videos and go through the all the concepts of the performance testing and the load runner. Then watch performance testing videos, take notes and understand the concept clearly. So these are the prerequisites, because team, there are some terminology in performance testing that you should be well aware of, so that during the project you won't be confused with like what term is used for like which particular activity or which particular performance test type. So all these things should be cleared. Next is, we would move to the next slide. So team, today it would be just we would go through the slides, and once we are done with the slides, we would take up your question as I said earlier. So all your doubts would be clear, so don't worry about that. Okay. So what I mean from this particular, so as I said, I would be dividing you as a small team. So there would be a sheet. I would be posting a sheet on the site where you need to put in your name, email, phone, location, because I would be like having the members from the same location. I would prefer, so that the timings and the would be matching, so that no one would be able to like cope up with the timing. So I would be like having posting a sheet on the site, and you need to fill up the following details. Don't mail as like the sheet would be there. I would be posting the sheet on the site. Okay, so that. Okay, so this is things should be noted, so that like it would be easy for us to divide into teams according to the location and timing. So no one would be able to like work odd hours. Okay. Next is, next slide. how does it work? So here I'm just like giving you uh, a brief of like how we are going to go through the session 1 when the live project starts on 12th of Feb. Okay, so we would be going through introduction to the project, like which application we are going to use, overview of that particular application, which tool we are going to use for that particular application. Okay, then we would be going to high level plan. So here in high level plan, so, I will just note it down so that you will be able to like know what we are going to do when the project starts for the session 1. I will just open a word pad of it. Okay, introduction. I will increase the font. Okay. Introduction to project. So here we will view overview of the application which we are going to take for performance testing project. Also, which tool we are going to use for the project. So all these things will be covered in session 1 when we start up with the projects, performance testing live project. Okay. Next, next is a high level plan. Okay. So as I said, this would include different phases. So in requirement gathering phase and test planning phase. We would be getting the document. We would be seeing the template, and based on the assignments given, you would be putting up the information, required information according to the assignment, and then you would be working on this high level plan. So in this, you would be working on the requirement phase and the test planning phase. So how do we actually ask the questions in the requirement gathering phase whenever an application comes to us for performance testing? And in the test planning phase, like whatever information we have gathered, how do we put it into the test plan? So all these things we would be seeing in the high level plan. Okay. Next are the roles and the responsibilities. So here, like as I said, we would be dividing into teams. So each team and I would be having the roles and responsibilities. So we would be dividing the task, and each team would be performing the same task, and then it would be reviewed. So it would be, I would be like sharing the sheet of the roles and the responsibilities once we start with the project. Okay. Next is AUT, that is application under test. Okay. So already like in introduction to project, as I have said, we would see the overview of the application, what it does, and which business processes we are going to test for the project, that we would be saying again in AUT, okay, application under test plus the business processes. Then scope of testing and the time frame. So here we have identified the business processes. So here we would be seeing the scripting of this business processes. I will mention at BT as business processes plus like whatever SLAs we have identified, we would just go through them. They are called as service level agreement. Okay. So these are the SLAs. So here we would see the scope of testing of those business processes and plus the SLA. Okay. And lastly, the time frame, like how much time we are going to. So it would be like 2 weeks and 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the kind of assignments and all work we assign to the team. So as I said, it would be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7:15 p.m. Pacific, as I mentioned at the beginning of the slide only. Okay, so these are some of the points that we would be taking when we actually start up with the first session. So just a brief so that everyone would be aware of what we are going to do. Okay, and now we would go to the last slide and then we would take up the question scene. Okay, so at the end, what do we expect? So you will have a practical exposure working on the project. How do we do teamwork? As I said in the beginning, we would be dividing into teams so that you would be having like working in a team and see how the team works. You will have a hands-on experience on the different phases involved in performance testing. What issues you would be like taking and all, what tasks would be assigned, how do we actually prioritize those tasks or those activities, and as I said, like I have just mentioned period 2 to 5 weeks, but it would be like done in 2 to 3 weeks, so that like if any questions, any doubts, still we can like explain, that's not a problem. And we would be having a weekly group meeting so that all your doubts related to a particular activity or whatever the assignments have been given, it should be solved in that particular meeting. So team, like for this performance testing live project, you would be working as a like you are working on a real-time performance testing project, and you will get experience on all of the different phases involved in performance testing, right from requirement gathering phase. I will just mention the phase for you. Different phase: requirement gathering, test planning, then scripting, then creating and running scenarios, and then analysis. So all those things we would be seeing in our performance testing live project. So team, that's it from my side. Now we would be taking up the question one by one so that your doubts would be clear. Okay, here the question is, what application do we test all modules and functions? Here we would be taking a QA on air application that I would be showing in the first session of performance testing live project, and we would be selecting business critical transaction, not all the modules, but business critical transaction that we feed in the performance testing that should be tested. So team, in performance testing, we don't focus on all the functionality and the modules. Like in live projects, whenever an application comes, like we focus on business critical, then data dependency, business processes. So all these things we would be keeping in mind and then selecting the business scenario. Okay. Does that answer your question? That's coming in. Would we have a list of them? Yeah, definitely. The business process list we would be sharing once we identify which business scenario we should work on. So that will be done. Okay. Next question we would take. When is the actual project start? Because I am in the Selenium Live project that will end on 10th. I don't want to clash both the project and timings. Yeah, don't worry. As I said in the first slide, it would be starting, the live session will start from 12th Feb, 7:15 p.m. Pacific. Okay, so it won't clash. So don't worry about that. Next question, do we need to know Java to work with load runner? No, you don't need to know any programming knowledge. Yeah, but just go through the performance testing videos to understand like how the scripting is done, how do we optimize the script, like some of the basic concept of the performance testing for the scripting. Okay, so that would be enough. There's another question coming in. Is that mandatory to have a sound knowledge in functional testing before going to performance testing? Not actually. See, you should have a functional testing knowledge, but not in detail. Like whenever an application comes, you should know about the whatever business processes have been identified, or business processes you can say as a test case also have been identified. You should know the functionality, knowledge of those things, and overview of the application, as I said in the beginning. So you should know the overview of the application, not much in detail. That there is another question coming in. Load runner licenses is for the limited date. How can we manage that? You need to in the performance testing training, I have provided the trial version link you need to download that trial version, and then like once the trial version is expired, you again need to reinstall that. So you need to do that, because as load runner licenses are like very costly, we always use the trial version. Okay. There is another question coming in. What is the difference between performance and the functional? Here we focus from the performance perspective. Performance perspective means how much time the application is responding. We don't actually focus on the functionality, like whether the button is working or not, whether the radio button is working or not, like whether I am able to type the letters in that particular text box. So one thing, like the functional testing should be completed before we start the performance testing. Okay. There's another question. Is that mandatory to have a sound knowledge in the functional testing before going to performance testing? I already answered that. Are this web-based or window-based? We would be taking a web-based application, and like going further, we would also identify which protocol we would be using for that particular application. So it would be a web-based. Okay. What is the difference between load testing and performance testing? So as I said, like you need to refer to the videos before starting the performance testing live project, so that all this concept would be very clear to you guys. Okay. Okay, I would be like I'm taking up the question. Just a second. I would just okay. There's another question. We would take up that. I know only basics. Can I take this live project? Yeah, but still, if it would be a good idea if you go through the performance testing videos which are available to the members, so that you would be like thorough with your concepts with the performance testing as well as the load runner tool which we are going to take, okay, for the performance testing project. Can we do performance testing without load runner? Yeah, we can do, but load runner is the most widely tool for performance testing with lot of protocol support. So here we would be taking up the load runner. You can use other tools which actually support that particular application. So you need to do a proof of concept for that particular thing. Okay. Can we access to your environment for control license? It would be a trial version. So as I said, link is already provided in the performance testing training. So I would be providing you the link for the download of the trial version, so you can do that. How many days will be the project? It would be like 2 to 3 weeks, as I have mentioned. So we would be having like Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 7:15 p.m. Pacific time. Okay. Any live project will be assessed during the training. This is the performance testing live project only. So like it would be a hands-on exposure to you, working on a real-time performance testing project. Okay. Hi there. What is the price of the project session? For this, you need to contact the IT e-learn team for that. Scripts will be in C, C++ or Java. It would be in C as we are doing a web-based application. Okay. There's another question. Can I use more than once the trial version? Yeah, you can use that. You need to uninstall and again install the trial version. How to find load runner to download and install? Any links? Is it free? No. I would be providing you the link for download so that you can download the trial version. There's another coming in. Database and SQL is a must here. SQL? No. Actually, right now we would be focusing on the different phases of performance testing. We are not going to see the database and the SQL. Its performance tester should interact with the developer. Yeah, sometimes it's required. Like if a major issue is there and we are not able to actually pinpoint what issue is with the application, we will interact with the developer. Sometimes it's required. Is there any open source tool used for performance testing? Yeah, there are open source tools, but here we would be seeing the load runner tool. Okay. Is the project load runner JMeter? No, here we would be covering only load runner for the performance testing project. Okay. Any live project will assist SQL and database? I already answered that. What is the cost? As I said, you need to get in touch with the IT learn team for the cost. Why need to learn performance testing? See, in today's world, you can say there are more complex applications and clients want more of the quality work than the quantity. He's more concerned about his business, his contacts, his application, his customers, his user. So to do meet those expectations to have a good business, he does performance testing, and that's the reason we need to learn the performance testing to apply in real-time projects. Where can I add my contact information to participate in the project? I would be sharing the sheet on the site, and then you would be adding the contact information so that I would be dividing you in the teams. There is another question. Can we do performance testing on cloud application with HP load runner? Yes, we can do that. As a test engineer in a company, we should do performance testing also. See, there are different teams allocated to some specific work. So depending on whether your team or lead or manager gives an opportunity to work in performance testing, you will be able to. Otherwise, like already they are allocated for each particular testing. Will you be teaching JMeter also in this training? Like for training, we already have the videos for performance testing with load runner and JMeter. So you can actually buy those videos and go through that. This would be the project on which you would be actually working on it. Okay. Do you use any tools for analyzing script results? Load runner is a package that comes with different components. So again, like to understand better, like which components and all are involved, you should refer to the videos for the performance testing training. Who is the coordinator for this project? See, I would be taking up your project and I would be assigning the task and all. Okay, so the coordinator for this project would be me. What will be the time of the course for Australia time? That needs to, you can get in contact with the IT Learn team, okay, for that. What languages are used for the application? As I said, C language would be used for the web-based application. What is the prerequisite for this course? I just joined. It would be great, like if you go through the performance testing videos, so that you would be clear with all the concept of the performance testing and the tool that we are, load runner tool that we are going to take further. As performance tool stuff, you can say there are certain protocols and all and optimization of the script. Like for the first time, it would be some, but practice, as I said, practice would be required. So you would be like confident once like you are done with your practice and all. So nothing is tough actually. So are you going to teach us how load runner works? No. Here, as I said, for like how the load runner works and all, you need to go through the performance testing videos. You need to, if you are not a premium member, you need to buy those videos and like go through the concept. Here we would be taking only the project, not the training part. What does the live project mean? Is it used in the software company? See here, whatever the project we are going to take, you can put it in your like CV for the project you actually worked on. So you can do that. Next is, do we get access to the backend of the application to test performance? No, we don't. We will not get access to the backend of the application. Okay. Would this project helping for the job search for those who are seeking for a job? Definitely it would help. Like you would be working on a live project, like as just a live project. So you would get experience of how the performance testing project would work. How we do performance testing for mobile application? See, you can use different tools for that, but here we are only going to cover the web-based application. Can I send email with questions about what to choose from LR version to install? There is a forum available if you are a premium member where you can post your questions and I can answer your queries. Okay. Could you please give us your name again? Yeah, sure. My name is Archana and I would be taking your performance testing live project. Is the project already done or will you assign the task to the team and ask us to do a project? As I said, the project would be starting from 12th Feb and then the team would be assigned the task. Okay, the project is not started. This is just the orientation session. What key areas are tested in performance testing and who decides what to test if customers don't have any requirement? Like depending on the application overview and all, we can also decide like what business process and what should be tested. Okay. Backend testing is just testing with the database and all, but that won't be covered in performance testing. How to be a premium member of it? You need to get in touch with IT Learn team for this particular thing. What tool we need to install in our system? Load runner tool. Trial version is available. You should install that particular tool. Should tests be done on different machines? Here, but we would be using only one machine for testing. Yeah. If user base are from different location, you can do testing on different machine execution. Is everyone will be assigned tasks? Is there any limit on the number of students for this course? See, as I said, it would be divided into teams. So each team would be assigned the same task, and then we would review the activity, the task. What is the concurrent user hits in load testing? As I said earlier, you should refer to the performance testing videos before joining the live project. Okay. How are the tasks assigned? Team has to write the script and use the source control to commit our task. That I would be telling once we commence with the project, like what tasks would be assigned and how we do that. Team equal to how many members? It would be like 4 to 5 members in a team. Okay. So team, that's it. We have answered, like almost covered all the questions. So any more questions you can post in the forum if you are a premium member. And then regarding the cost and all, you can get in touch with IT Learn team for the costing. Okay. So the project will start again, like I am repeating, from 12th Feb 7:15 p.m. Pacific. Okay. Thank you so much team for your time. Thank you.